This is the Bookshelf Challenge, where I challenge myself to read all the books on my bookshelf. All right, just got done reading another book. This was Growing Up Urkel, and it is the memoirs of Jaleel White, who, of course, played Steve Urkel on the hit show Family Matters. And if you've been watching my videos, the Bookshelf Challenge, you know that I've featured this particular book prominently on the bookshelf. It was always like this. You can see old sexy Jaleel. So obviously I was always looking forward to reading this book. And now that I've read it and completed it, what do I think? It was all right. It was okay. I don't know what I was expecting. But, you know, he shares some of his insights about Hollywood, some anecdotes, a couple of funny stories about meeting various celebrities. So if you're one of those fans of, we want to see Hollywood, how the sausage is made, this is a pretty good book. He explains different things. Kind of depressing, actually, because he's talking about how when you're hot, like you're a big star, your TV show is getting all the ratings, you're everywhere like he was in the 90s, people, they treat you great like a prince. But when you're not, when your show is canceled and you're not getting any work, people treat you differently. There's a lot of that in this book. Like I said, he does have some stories about meeting famous people, like he played R. Kelly in a basketball game. He played against him. And this is, of course, before he found out about what the type of guy R. Kelly was. But yeah, that just like funny little stories like that. If you're a big Family Matters fan, I'll warn you right up, there's not a lot of stuff about Family Matters actually in this book. Obviously, about every chapter, he mentions the show Family Matters, because that's what he's famous for. But as far as, like, saying, going episode to episode, season to season, no. He talks about maybe 3-4 episodes in, the book. Obviously, the first one that he was in, one where he played against a basketball player, I think Larry Johnson, and Larry Johnson was playing this grandma character that he did in the 90s. I don't remember it. There was one where they talk about him and, Urkel and Eddie, and they get into a underground casino, and he was telling a story about when they were shooting that, this woman's supposed to kiss him, and she kissed him quite inappropriately. Also, we get a little more about Jamie Foxworth. So if you don't remember, Jamie Foxworth played the character of Judy Winslow on Family Matters, and her character disappears, I want to say, after season 3. It's sort of like Chuck Cunningham from Happy Days, how that character disappears. But this one is even more head-scratching because, Chuck Cunningham was an older sibling, so it made sense that maybe he moved out. But Judy Winslow was the baby of the Winslow kids. And she just disappears. So it's like, what the fuck happened? Well, he doesn't explain what happens to the character, but he explains that the actress, one of the problems that they ran into with her is that the kid actors, they were expected to be tutored and to get good grades, right? And she wasn't getting good grades, and she even said she didn't like school. So the producer's like, hey, fire her. Because, again, just one of the many problems that he says that they had with her was the fact that she wasn't making the grades in her classes, and that's a big no-no for these TV shows with kid actors. Like I said, they didn't explain why they didn't recast her. Like I said, it's just like Judy Winslow. If you know, you know. It's like, why? What the fuck happened to Judy Winslow? The character, not the actress. But anyway, like I said, it was okay. I'm not gonna say it was worth the wait, because he tells simple stories and whatnot. Explains where his career was at certain points. It's not even a full linear thing. It kind of bounces around back and forth, but not all over the place. So it's an okay book. And like I said, if you're a Family Matters fan, I would suggest watching that documentary / reunion they did, if you really want to, get the good stuff about the Family Matters. Unless, of course, one of the other actors did a book themselves, which I don't know about. But this one is just okay as far as information on Family Matters. Okay, so that was that. Let's get another book from the bookshelf. Well, Halloween is coming up, so I am going to go with You.